this thing real quick. I have to set everything up, so work with me just a moment. We're gonna be live just 1 second. I got this thing set up properly. Okay, we're gonna get this thing set up. Let's see, let me get this thing real quick. This is a pretty self-explanatory poll here. Aries Spears is wrong to diss Ice Cube. And do you even think he's in Ice Cube's weight class to be dissing him? Do you even think he's in Ice Cube's weight class to be dissing him? Because I think Aries Spears is like, it's one thing if you sit where we're sitting and I can talk about folks, but you're in the entertainment industry. And Ice Cube been ran circles around Aries Spears' little career. Nobody even talks about an Aries Spears movie. You know, he was in Jerry Maguire, but how long ago was that? And he wasn't even the main feature. He was like he was after Tom Cruise, Renee Zellweger, Cuba Gooding Jr., and Regina King. So he was like, what, fifth wheel? So, and it didn't really land him no roles. So he was like, what, fifth wheel? And it ain't like, even though I'm not a Kevin Hart fan, Kevin Hart done left him in the dust. What's happening? How you doing? And it ain't like, even though I'm not a Kevin Hart fan, Kevin Hart done left him in the dust. How you doing? How you doing today? Tell me where you coming from. How you feel? How you doing? How you doing today? All right, Haley, how you doing? Thank you for coming through today. All right, Haley, how you doing? Thank you for coming through today. Just coming on here today. I don't think people really understand this question. If you're gonna think that Aries Spears got a right to, Aries wrong to this, yeah. Yeah, he wrong. Yeah. Never mind. We're gonna think that Aries Spears got a right to. Aries wrong to this. Yeah. Yeah. He wrong. I'll get ready to say. Yeah, never mind. I'll get ready to say. Because I'm thinking, like, if you're gonna diss somebody, let it where you're in the same weight class. So what rapper in the weight class with Aries Spears? Oh shucks, you gotta say like Little Flip or somebody who was like a half-hit wonder. You know, because Aries Spears ain't got no weight class to be on no Ice Cube. Shoot, Ice Cube done movies, music. You know, even though I ain't a fan of all the stuff he done, I still like my old school Cube best if I'm gonna pick. He done circles around Aries Spears' head. No one will remember Aries Spears. He done circles around Aries Spears' head. No one will remember Aries Spears. No one remember. No one remembers. No one remembers. No one remembers. So trying to think, I was on yesterday and today, and I think I was on. Uh, uh, trying to think. I was on yesterday. I think I did a live stream Monday. Want to say I did Monday. So I'm just letting people know I may or may be on tomorrow. Want to say I did Monday. So I'm just letting people know. But I will be back Friday, Saturday. If you have the notifications. So I'm just letting people know. I will be back Friday, Saturday. If you have the notifications. Anyway, I hope everybody's doing good. I'm going to see who comes through. And if people come through, I'll stay on. Anyway, I hope everybody's doing good. I'm going to see who comes through. And if people come through, I'll stay on. For a while. I'm going to see who comes through. And if people come through, I'll stay on. For a while. Because I got to get back to the video land. I got stuff to do. Some people mainly like watching the videos. Some people want to do the stream, so it all depends. It's all good. Some people mainly like watching the videos. Some people want to do the stream, so it all depends. It's all good. I gotta make sure I'm aware of that. I gotta make sure I'm aware of that. So anyway, just I thought I'd tap into that real quickly and see what's going on. It's pretty quiet right now. So anyway, just I thought I'd tap into that real quickly and see what's going on. It's pretty quiet right now. I understand we're in the middle of summer and people got their. Oh, he dissed his career. What's up, Charlene? He dissed his career. And he then went on about he's very biased about East Coast rappers. He doesn't like anything outside the East. So he said Ice Cube does the same role. He dissed his music, and he's dissing his new movie. So he said Ice Cube does the same. If you ever watched Aries Spears, he's very pro New York. What's up? How you doing? He done everything in his power to bro Jay-Z, Nas, Biggie, but he gives nothing to the West though. He's so East Coast biased. He's stuck in a time warp. He really. What's up? What's up? I think I'm back. Am I back? And I'm sorry, this computer's acting funny and janky. If you can hear me, give me a 1. I don't really care about Aries Spears. I really don't. He's so problematic. I don't think the cat's got any talent. So I don't really think much about the turkey. I think he tried too hard. Apologize for the computer downward. Things unfortunately do happen. So I hope that people are still there. Sorry about that. It was like 10 minutes. Had to like work out kinks. I was having some computer issue. Had to restart. So that's what's up. I'm hoping that I get it right this time. But it's been problematic. But Aries Spears is not very talented. He's overrated hack, and I ain't never really got the hype. He's like a 4th-tier comedian on a good day. And all he's mainly known for is being a stool pigeon for Vlad, because he really has nothing to offer. So when he's sitting up there just giving his own weak critiques, and him talking about people when he really ain't done nothing memorable in his career. I mean, he ain't even Phase on Love memorable. No one really has. Ari had a moment on Mad TV. He had some moments, but no one has really sweated or jocked him. So it's been problematic. So I don't really pay him a lot of attention. He's overrated. And it's just really got the hype. He's like a 4th-tier comedian on a good day. If I have any more problems with this situation on this computer, I'll call it day because I don't want to keep people delayed. because he really has nothing to offer. Appreciate people being patient today. Critiques, and him talking about people when he really ain't done nothing memorable in his career. I mean, he ain't even Phase on Love memorable. No one really has. Ari had a moment on Mad TV. He had some moments, but no one has really sweated or jocked him. And whatever Ice Cube does as far as movie making at this stage is just gravy on the gravy. I mean, Cube's got like multiple barbershops, multiple Fridays. He's a director. He starred in movies. If I have any more problems with thank you. Sorry about that. If I have any problems with the computer, I'm gonna call it a day because I don't want to. Appreciate you being patient with it. But no, I don't really think much about Aries Spears at all. I don't. I really don't. You know. Yeah, sorry about that whole thing. And if I have any more problems, I'm not gonna keep you hold up. I had to shut down, kind of bring it back. And whatever Ice Cube does as far as movie making at this stage is just gravy on the gravy. You know. I mean, Cube's got like multiple barbershops, multiple Fridays. He's a director. He starred in movies. If I have any more problems, thank you. Sorry about that. If I have any problems with the computer, I'm gonna call it a day because I don't want to. Appreciate you being patient with it. But no, I don't really think much about Aries Spears at all. I don't. I really don't. You know. Yeah, sorry about that whole thing. And if I have any more problems, I'm not gonna keep you hold up. I had to shut down, kind of bring it back. Whatever Ice Cube does as far as movie making at this stage is just gravy on the gravy. You know. I mean, Cube's got like multiple barbershops, multiple Fridays. He's a director. Yeah. He started movies. If I have any problems, thank you. Sorry about that. If I have any problems with the computer, I'm gonna call it a day because I appreciate you being patient with me. But no, I don't really think much about Aries Spears at all. What about Dre, Ice Cube, Diddy, Jay-Z, and 50? What's up? What about them? I'm not even going to send this thing as a stream video because it was so bad today. I mean, I'm going to have it added, but I'm not going to. No, I wouldn't say Diddy, I wouldn't say Jay-Z, and I wouldn't say 50. I mean, Jay-Z's stats wise, but I don't hold him in the same accrue. I don't hold him the same as I do Cube. Dre more so is production. It's a matter of opinion. I think that you're looking at more of a mogul model, but I don't really hold him like in the same caliber as artistry. If I'm talking about business wise, okay, I'll give you that. They all business wise. But Cube's not quite in that argument with those guys either, as far as that go. No, I wouldn't say Diddy, I wouldn't say Jay-Z, and I wouldn't say 50. I mean, Jay-Z's stats wise, but I don't hold him in the same accrue. I don't hold him the same as I do Cube. Dre more so is production. It's a matter of opinion. I think that you're looking at more of a mogul model, but I don't know who that is. The same caliber as artistry. If I'm talking about business, he had his impact as a rapper. I'll give you that. Movie wise, it's all. I mean, it's a good. I say this: strong ghetto, strong ghetto. He was able to move hood movies and make and build it up. But I wouldn't say that he's a filmmaker that I go like. He found a lane. He found a lane. He found a lane. I'll give you that. What's happening, Calvin Shacks? Long time no see. Oh Lord, you went back to scraping at the bottom of the barrel. I guess by default, Giorgio Lover's Lane, but that's
He had his impact as a rapper. I'll give you
because
that.
Tony Terry was always like,
I mean,
he's okay.
I say this strong
Giorgio
middle,
sucks, but
strong
Tony
middle.
Terry was okay. Tony
He
Terry had
was
more
able to
talent,
move
but
hood
Lover's Lane
movies
was more
and make
catchier.
it build it up. But I
So
wouldn't say that he's a
depends on where you
filmmaker
live.
that I go like. He found a lane. He found a lane. He found a lane.
Wow.
Give you that.
Tony Terry and Giorgio, you really taking me back. You really taking me back. Next, you'll say the neutrons and the good girls. I'll press my luck. Wow.
You went back to scraping at the bottom of the barrel. I guess by default, Giorgio Lover's Lane. But that's
well, now you came out where you were like,
Tony Terry.
You threw me back. You threw me back with them two names. I see Tony Terry still emerge. He keeps a gig too. I gotta give it to him. He keeps a job because he was big in D.C., Maryland. Like if you're in a certain part of the country, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Because I go somewhere else, they don't know who Tony Terry is from Joe Terry from.
You really taking me back.
They don't know him from Field, but in a certain area in the states, Tony Terry got some love.
The neutrons and the good girls.
I mean, it's almost like saying Will Downing, because I remember he used to always say, "Oh Lord, oh Lord."
You came out where you were like,
okay, Charlene, if I had to pick, I'm gonna take Glenn Medeiros. Ricky Martin had more charisma, and he had the bigger career, but I like Glenn Medeiros' voice better. But that ain't saying much though.
Because he was big in D.C., Maryland. Like if you're in a certain part of the country, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Because I go somewhere else, they don't know who Tony Terry is from Joe Terry from. They don't know him from Field, but in a certain area in the states, Tony Terry got some love. I mean, it's almost like saying Will Downing, because I remember he used to always say, "Oh Lord, oh Lord." Okay, Charlene, if I had to pick, I'm gonna take Glenn Medeiros. Ricky Martin had more charisma, and he had the bigger career, but I like Glenn Medeiros' voice better. But that ain't saying much though. Because he was big in D.C., Maryland. Like if you're in a certain part of the country,
Mm-hmm.
you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I'm tripping with these names. I'm tripping up with these names.
They don't know him from Field, but in a certain area in the states, Tony Terry got some love. I mean, it's almost like saying Will Downing. Because I remember he used to always say, okay, Charlene, if I had to pick, I'm going to take Glenn Medeiros. Ricky Martin had more charisma, and he had the bigger career, but I like Glenn Medeiros' voice better. But that ain't saying much.
Oh, Tupac. But I like Slick Rick better.
I'm tripping with these names. I'm tripping up with these names.
Oh, and rap only? Slick Rick. The baddest British rapper ever. And the storytelling alone. He had humor, he had slickness, he was cool, he had the thing. For me. And I think Pac got more impact, but in hip hop, for me, it's Slick Rick. Because he was the first rapper I know that cats was covering. And that was back when covering wasn't accepted in the streets. And he got covered.
Oh, Tupac. But I like Slick Rick better.
Because Slick Rick was covered. I mean, think about it. Outkast and Snoop.
The baddest British rapper ever. And the storytelling alone. He had humor, he had slickness, he was cool.
I'm gonna go with ABC because "Look of Love" was my song. I like the fresh whimsical.
And I think
Salt and pepper. Salt and pepper. It ain't even close. TLC so more ruckus. but Salt and Pepper for hip hop were like a female Run DMC, and they had culture icon. Because you could put Push It up, as big as Waterfalls is, Push It still packs more juice. And they were respected as rappers and Spinderella, so I got Salt and Pepper. It's a good question though. Good question.
I mean,
I'm gonna use these for
think
future.
about it. Outkast and Snoop, the baddest British rapper ever, and the storytelling alone. He had humor, he had slickness, he was cool. I'm gonna go with ABC because Look of Love was my song. I like the fresh whimsical. I think Salt and Pepper, Salt and Pepper. It ain't even close. TLC so more rucker, but Salt and Pepper for hip hop were like a female Run DMC, and they had culture icon. But you could Push It up.
Dude, tell me why you picked TLC. Tell me why you picked TLC, because I gotta hear this. Because album sales aside, and maybe Rubbers in Their Eyes, what did they do better than Salt and Pepper didn't do? Salt and Pepper had impactful songs. They were impactful. They were in movies. They did the whole nine. They did the whole nine. They did the whole thing. I like TLC a lot. And you could say that what everything LA and Babyface was to what Herbie loved, but yeah. They did. They did all that. They was giving messages and songs. They the whole nine. Did the collab with In Vogue. What a man. Think about the stuff they did. I mean, they were, yeah. TLC couldn't do that. And I like TLC a lot.
I gotta hear this. Because album sales aside,
when we get past the album sales and the hype, what did they have over at Salt and Pepper though? Not a thing. Salt and Pepper had imagery.
They were impactful. They were in movies.
They had the thing. They had the thing.
They did the whole nine. They did the whole thing. I like TLC a lot. And you could say that when everything LA and Babyface was to what Herbie loved, but yeah. They did all that. They was giving messages.
I don't think that I don't see it. Maybe they, like I said, once you get past the album sales. But then what else?
TLC couldn't do that. And I like TLC a lot.
But I don't see how that's not even close.
What did they have over at Salt and Pepper though? Not a thing. Salt and Pepper had imagery. They were impactful. They were in movies. They had the thing. They had the thing. They did the whole nine. They did the whole thing. I like TLC a lot.
We got a good beef going on here. This one got me woke up. Thank you, Charlotte, for putting that one. That got me woke up. I'm gonna use that for a future one.
I don't think.
And I don't see it.
Like I said, once you get past the album sales, then what else? But I don't see how that's not even close. What did they have over at Salt and Pepper? Not a thing. Salt and Pepper had imagery. They had the thing. They had the thing.
Somebody left me talking to myself. Somebody has just left me talking to myself.
We got a good beef going on here. This one got me woke up. Thank you, Charlotte, for putting that one. That got me woke up. I'm gonna use that for a future one.
That got me so sparked.
I don't see it. Like I said, once you get past the album sales.
Friends and Others? No. Waterfalls was a big song. I'll give you that. But what other songs they got that singing Salt and Pepper? Mary J. Because she was a takeover. She came out hard with What's the 411. Even the remix was tough. And I like SWV. But Mary came out hard. She came out hard. The first two records alone, you know.
That got me so sparked.
No one cared about the TLC Christmas song. It was catchy, but it wasn't like the end all be all. Now, when you think about Salt and Pepper came out in a tough era of hip hop, they debuted in '86 and was still having hits into '94. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. You know.
Mary J. Mary J.
So
Because she
they
had
hit in
she
a
was
tough
she
era,
was
in a
she
male
came out
dominant era too.
she came out hard with
Come on now.
51. Even the remix was tough.
Grand
And I like
Pooba.
SWV,
Grand Pooba did the remix of it.
but Mary came out hard.
Mary had more impact. I love what SWV did on the debut record because I bought both the records.
No one cared
But
about
if you
TLC
but
Christmas
if you
album. It was
talking on the
catchy, but it
street
wasn't like
tip,
the end all be all.
reminiscing,
Now when
you
TLC,
remind
when
me.
you think
Come on
about
now.
Salt and Pepper came out in a tough era of hip hop, they debuted in '86 and was still having hits into '94. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. Let that sink in.
Mary.
You know,
Because my life was
they
huge.
hit
People
in a
slurped that
tough
up.
era. In a
TLC
male
might have
dominant
sold
era
more
too.
records, but if you
Come on
ask
now.
the Mary first two records, oh, Mary had the
Grand
love.
Pooba.
Mary had the
Grand Pooba did
love.
the remix of it. Mary had more impact.
Mary.
I
I listen to
love
TLC
what
record left and
SWV
right
did
like
on the
everybody else.
debut
Crazy
record
Sexy
because I
Cool
bought
got
both
much.
the records.
But
But if you
Mary,
talking on the street tip,
Mary had the juice.
reminiscing,
Mary had the
you
juice on the
remind
second
me.
album.
Come on now.
Be Happy. Come on now. Mary with the Hit Squad, Chucky Thompson and them. Diddy had her straight back then. She had the streets. Queen of Hip Hop Soul.
Mary,
Mary.
because my life was huge. People slurped that up. TLC might have sold more records, but if you ask the Mary first two records, oh, Mary had the love.
Mary had it
Mary
going
had
on.
the love.
Mary couldn't do no wrong in the 90s.
Mary had more impact. Mary. I listen to TLC record left and right like everybody else. Crazy Sexy Cool got mud. But Mary had the juice. Mary had the juice on the second album. Be Happy. Come on now. Mary with the Hit Squad, Chucky Thompson and them. Diddy had her straight back then.
Yeah.
He had the streets. Queen of Hip Hop Soul. Mary. My life is huge. People slurp that up. You might have sold more records, but if you ask Mary first,
They had street, but not like Mary.
Mary had it going on.
Let me break this down to you. Andre Harrell, he was talking about the 5 most impactful street people in black culture in the 90s in the midway point. It's Mary J. Blige, R. Kelly, Allen Iverson, Biggie, and maybe it was Pac. I forgot who else was it. Was there? Well, that's debatable. I mean, that one's debatable. That was debatable. That's debatable. Because I mean, you have to name me an album that you think was great. You have to name me an album that you think was great, and then it was sabotaged. Because I have to think about that one for a moment. Nah, I didn't think that was a great album. Average. His voice sounded good on the slow cuts, but the up tempo cuts for the most part sucked. I liked Unbreakable. The Biggie verse was cool, even though that was a chop and paste from the one that Biggie did with Shaq. But I thought that was a clunker. I thought Rodney Darkchild just gave him Timberland rejects, and it just sounded like it was. You Rock My World was a cool mid tempo. It was a cool mid tempo, but nothing that I would go. No, I thought it was the start of the end of him for his 80s run. I took a while to warm up to Alphabet Street. I did dig I Know. Glam Slam was kind of sluggish. I like the whimsicalness of it. Could have been on the Around the World in the Day of Parade album, but it seemed kind of, it just didn't really have a hit to me. I loved Anastasia. And to me, that was the last great song that he did that knocked me out that he did. Unless you want to include Joy and Repetition. But that was Anastasia was like the last song that he did to me in his career where I was like, woo. Sound just like all his other slow cuts. You know, no different than Do Me Baby and International Lover. The beautiful ones. I mean, they all like offshoots of the same. Adore. You know, it was nice, but it sounded just like all the others. He got a built-in formula for slow jams. If you ever listen to him, he got a funny line near the end of the song, and he's got a certain groove that he does. Not that distinctive, not to me. And Positivity was a long, drawn-out song. Dance on the bass was cool, but it's just like a throwaway slide thing that just didn't really catch. Love Sexy, the title track, was trying to do too much. He overproduced. That was like at first he was trying to he was starting to show what ended up becoming his downfall for me in the studio. Overproducing, underwritten, and I think that's what ended up because when he was sparse, that's what Prince was at his baddest to me. Lynn Drum Machine, low key on the vocals, groove, bare bones, he got it right. When he tried to like overcompensate to sound like full fledged, it let me feel grandpa-ish or it just didn't feel like him. So I think that's where he overdid it. You know, I don't mind it when he was on stage performing live. I don't mind it when he was, you know, when he was doing that. But when he was doing it in the studio, it like, you got these bombastic records, which ain't nobody gonna sit up for 4 hours listening to every idea he wanted to see. Who was a that's debatable. That's debatable. I think Angela Bassett looks great. And I think Helen Mirren looks good too. So somewhere between those two and somebody might say Selma Hayek looks good. I mean, there's a few. There's somebody I ain't thinking of too. Uh, Felice Rashad looks great. There's a few come to mind. I really don't spend a lot of time thinking about it though, because in all honesty, I ain't caught up on people like that. To be honest with you, you asked me something like that 25 so years ago. I'd been more. I don't get starstruck on the Hollywood females like that because people after a while, people get passed around so much that you just kind of like see them and you don't really, it's not the way it once was. And I'm not copping out. I'm just stating, just saying the facts. Oh yeah, Bernadette is timeless. Good call. And see, her name is so long, I would be forgetting because I want to say Thelma, and she's timeless. She's timeless. But we don't even talk about her because she didn't really push her career no more. You know, she she didn't get the opportunities. You know, she didn't want to play on the plantation, so she got off. I ain't mad at her though. I ain't mad at her. Yep. If she could stick it out with Van Hunt, I think she. But if she keeps dumping men left and right, I think that kind of worked against her. And I hate to say that, but yeah, your looks can work against you if you always throwing yourself around. It's like what hurts for Jennifer Lopez. Takes care of herself, but you know, all that dumping cats left and right just makes you look like you just at the thought Olympics. And then you kind of forget because then it's like you're insecure and you're just doing too much. I got some topics for next to. Yeah, you get ran through and that can make you look like a turnoff. Halle Berry, Jennifer Lopez, a lot of them. See, I'm gonna tell you like this. One cool thing when Calvin mentioned Bernadette Stans, I'm cool with that because she looked good and she's well preserved. And I can appreciate Denise Matthews, the former Vanity, because when she gave up all that, trying to keep up with Prince and all that freaky deaky, and just gave herself to the Lord, and she looked great. And I can give you when you're not a welcome mat, because like Cardi B is a welcome mat, Nicki Minaj. Like if you come across Skankville and you just all ran through and tore up from the flow up, and there's nothing there to really appreciate, then it kind of is a turn off. Oh yeah, we likes the freaky, but we don't want you that freaky. Oh, it's Dorothy Dandridge. Dorothy Dandridge. And in the fair world, she would have been 5 times bigger than Marilyn Monroe. She could act. She had the it. Just had the wrong complexion. And still do, because Hollywood ain't that advanced. Halle Berry didn't even get all the fullness out of her, and Halle's not the half the talent. She's not the half the talent as Dorothy Dandridge. Not the half. Dorothy Dandridge had Janet Jackson want to rock. Like, everybody want to be like Dorothy Dandridge. You start off like Lena Horne, but well, no, she did come back. She looked good in the face. And when she turned herself to the Lord, she did look good in the face. She never lost that beauty and had that vibe about her. But she tried to do everything. All I was saying is you're gonna be one of the finest looking women, like Sally Richardson Whitfield, who looked like a striking, made you think of like a junior Vanity. Got out, got married, got out. You know, yeah. But my point is that what I liked about her is that she changed her thing up, and it didn't look like she was just running them streets, and it got because that can be a turnoff. And fellas don't tell it to the women too often, but that sometimes that can be a turnoff. You do too much, because you over sensationalize, or you just always looking for the bag. So sometimes it can backfire too. You know, because I tell it like this, just because you're attractive, don't mean that you know it can be tiring. Don't be no thought all your life. What's up? What's up? I finally had to get this computer straight. I had to log down, come back, glad you on. I did your videos. I hope you like, because I did talk about Stephen A. and I talked about old Kendrick. I might have talked about Ari Spears. I mean, what a bozo going after Cube. What a just waste of time. Just a waste of time. Fourth tier comedian ain't got nothing else better to do. Really? Cube done ran circles around your career 5 different ways. Cube got multiple remake movies of remakes, and you still stuck on Vlad's couch with your hating butt self. All you got is a Tubi deal. You barely you're in the Faison Love Olympics, and Faison got your butt beat. Got a lot of nerve. A lot of these cats be cracking me up. So what's up, Ted? Yeah, Terry McCullen. I said with Washington, he told he wants out. I talked to my uncle last week. He told me he said he hopes that they trade Terry McCullen for Michael Parks. I said, no, you don't. Not if you stupid. They're gonna be really stupid if he did something stupid. That ain't gonna happen. No. More distinct to me, Isaac Hayes. And I love Barry White. I listen to more Barry White musically, but Isaac Hayes had that hook your neck type of tone. No, Oscar, man, she got into it with I felt because I was white. Oh yeah, yeah. That's all it is. And why I don't know, because it ain't like they were in the same line of work. I mean, in the entertainment industry, but when you were in Jerry Maguire era, you were the fifth wheel, maybe the sixth wheel. The little boy had more prop than you did. I didn't even talk about Cruz, Renee Zellweger, Regina King, and Cuba Gooding Jr. I think the little boy had more swing than you did. So I don't know what Ari. Ari had one moment, and he was like the side to the side to the side to the side. Well, she married an RG. Okay. Well, I'm sorry to your friend's friend, because they gonna be considered black. That's how it go. We live. You know where you live. Shoot, come on now. Yep. I went to go see that in the theater with my daughter's cousin, and it seemed just like yesterday, and I liked it. But I ain't think about no Aries Spears. I thought, he just like, ain't much to him because he knows how tough this country, that tough that world is, and ask her that. So you hang on to something because you know it's racist. That's why you hang on to it. I get it. I get it. Because if you don't have to tell them about them naps, and you don't have to tell them about, you can keep them out the sun. I get it. Well, that's a problem right there. The great question, Calvin. For me, it's Steve Perry. But for as a front man, David Lee Roth was strong as a front man, but I'm taking Steve Perry though. But I like this question. It's a future one because I never really thought about it. Um, I never really thought about it because until the whole thing fell off with Journey. But that's a good question though. Steve Perry's my dog though. Love his voice. Wow. I saw that mess. I saw with him in Mizero. Vlad always just be saying stupid stuff. Sherbert. So I took that poll, asked who do I think is gonna win the whole run. I think it's gonna be him. I think Kyle Riley kind of cooled off. I think Sherbert is balling. He's everything that Bryce Harper isn't. But don't tell the people of Philly I said that though. Sherbert is balling. He hitting some shots too. He that ball 3 deep, and they look good. It's winnable this year right now. Looks like those few teams could come out of it. I don't want to say nothing. No, I ain't gonna say nothing about no certain baseball team, but let's just say it's wide open. Yeah, I know about Vlad. I don't like Vlad at all. Vlad's a bigot and a snitch, and he works undercover. I don't like none of it. I'm with Godfrey about Vlad, and I don't look at Lord Jamar. Yeah, he got a nice swing. Not since Tomei do I see a guy who gets so much compound with what he do, and he looks so effortless too. Yeah, you got that's a great word to describe it, cause he has some moon shots. I mean, his thing, he's the real deal. And I got a buddy of mine's a big Phillies fan, so he be talking trash. That didn't turn out to be a tight division. Everyone thought the Mets were gonna run away, and they looked like they had everybody when Soto's climb on board, but the Phillies is right there. Could be a price. Could be something. Could be something. The NL is going to be real interesting, especially if Milwaukee stays consistent. It's going to be real interesting. Yeah, he does have a natural pop. We'll see. I've been watching. I got no other choice because I ain't got nothing to get excited about. So we're not going to talk about that, though. We're not going to talk about that, though. He's not just hurt. It's just that they're not good. The wheels came off. They're not good. They're not a good team. And I told you already. I try to tell you, you know, I didn't even want to talk about it when I tried to tell you a couple months ago because I told you I want to see how it goes in September. And because that's his way of trying to get fired. And they're just not bad base running, bad pitching, just bad, brutal, brutal. I'm looking forward to next year. I'm already saying it. I'm done with this year. Red Sox then passes by. Texas gonna get the wild card. Seattle. We're just not a good team. Don't deserve to go no playoffs with that. Not with that. Mm-mm. And I gotta be honest. I am about to look. Before I talk about anybody else, I talk about my own and what I root for, and they suck. Let's go all the way, cause that beat predated Sugar Walls, if you remember. And that was a catchy jam. Let's go. And cause Come On Eileen was just like one of them. I don't know. I think I still hate it because it replaced Billie Jean off the charts. But I just thought it was cornball. Yeah, that's cold. Well, yeah, well, he could talk trash. Cause Verlander, I'm like, how much longer are you gonna pitch, yo? You still got that supermodel as a wife, and what you got to pay for a new bathing suit or something? I mean, come on, man. You can still pitch, but should you still be pitching? See, it's kind of like the LeBron, uh, Aaron Rodgers, and Tom Brady thing. Just because you can, don't mean you should. And unless you bringing it, I don't know. But I'm going to support him in one regard. These umpires have been horrible this year. I don't know where the strike zone is. Pretty much. I don't know why he's still pitching. I mean, um, you know what you gonna do? So we're gonna get those eventually. We're gonna get those eventually. We're gonna definitely get those eventually. Billie Jean, come on now. That's not even for discussion. And Michael was cold with the Stacey Adams. That's what they want. They want them to be hacked. What they want. They want something to have an excuse, but they want to use them. The Stacey Adams was cold. The only thing I liked about that with 99 video is that the smoke and the mirrors and how he came down the fire pole, which was cool, and Jill Jones with Lisa Coleman was cool. But Michael with the baggies and the Jerry curl and the loafs and the shirt, he was cold as cold could be. Oh, Bugs Bunny in the blowout. Well, now Calvin was talking about the video. He wasn't talking about the song. He was just talking about the video. But the video, Michael was cold. The drip was cold. Like his drip back then was cold. Yeah, I gotta say Bugs Bunny. You know, I did like Big Bird. I might use that because I did watch Big Bird a lot. But but the 1999 video was, it was I. He did all them studio videos. Yeah. No, I told you about Ichiro. I lived there, yo. Shoot, I used to watch him. He had an interpreter too. That's what made it so gangster. They're not going to. He don't speak English. Remember? Ooh, entertainment for children. Ooh, ooh. I like that one. That's a future question there. Entertainment. Period. Which one would I say? Um, that's a great question. That's one of the best ones. Yeah, that's a future debate question there. For me, it was Sesame Street, and I love Disney, but there was something about watching Sesame Street that I gravitated towards. I just did. And I did like Disney, but Sesame Street for me, I think, yeah, we had the whole thing with the Sesame Street books and all that, and I just think that, um, I think Sesame Street. I think we're gonna all pretty much say Sesame Street. There was something about Sesame Street that just felt warm and fuzzy. It's almost like your grandmama made you some chocolate chip cookies out the oven, or a and some hot cocoa or something. It just hit. It hit. It hit. It hit. It just hit. So that's the one I'm gonna go with. Cookie Monster. Yeah, and then later he became Ja Rule. Who knew? I love you. And DMX too. Well, you gotta understand something. Things changed. Things changed. You know, we did have Bert and Ernie, and everybody was suspect by Bert and Ernie. But it meant different things growing up though. You know what I'm talking about. Well, that was a running joke even back in the day. But nah, we it was Sesame Street because Walt Disney was racist back in the day. Yeah, Bert and Ernie caught much. They was twirling the world. And it was the running joke though. Them puppets got they. Hey, look, people said it. I ain't make this up, and some of them cast behind them. Never mind. Now, see, we're gonna start saying stuff. I don't know. I don't know what I would say. I don't know what I would say about Madonna. I don't know. We're not getting that deep, Calvin. We're not getting that deep. It was just a running joke. Running joke. But that was the facts though. It was Bert and Ernie with some rumors though, for real. That Bert and Ernie had, yup, it was real in these streets. I can't make it up. Yeah, that's why he couldn't get 10% of the votes. And try as he might to try to sound like he's gonna get in on the inside, he'll never get in. Cause that was that but that one that put him down. She put him down. He still is, and that chick, what's her name? She said, "I like it, except for where you came from. You ain't bad, except you wanted." What's that chick? The one that messed with, yeah, Ann Coulter, yeah. So he got clowned. So his words are irrelevant. Yep. She was messing with 50 with Jimmy Walker. She got, well, she know. But yeah, she clapped. Yeah, I saw he had that big. He was showing nothing but teeth. And when she said, "You ain't bad for one of them, but you still one of them," his teeth went down south. But see, that's what happened when you sell your soul. Well, they see if you lie, your goals will grow like Pinocchio. But I always said the boy cried wolf though. But we remember Pinocchio though. But yeah, so Vivi can say whatever you want to say. He ain't about nothing, no. I don't care about hearing none of those distractors because they don't someone say it about Trump's antics. I know that they ain't gonna say nothing about that. They ain't gonna say nothing about that. They got all the smoke for everything else. But the fact is that the Epstein files and all that stuff is right there. They ain't saying nothing. Yep. So I ain't trying to hear all that. Because to me, unless you talking about that, we ain't talking about nothing. Isla? Okay, I don't know who that is, but what's up? Okay. Appreciate everybody that's on here. I'll be on for another 30 minutes today. Sorry about what happened earlier. Got some deficiencies, but I got them resolved, so we should be straight. I will be on for 30 more minutes today. Tomorrow, if I come on, it'll probably be around this time. If I do, I don't have no idea. Uh, that's what you expect from Whitlock. Don't really have one. Liked him, but I wasn't blown away. That's how he. Why you think he got a platform? When you a shuffleboarder, you get to say all that stuff. And I just hope he's a good actor, because if he goes home with that mindset, I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. So we're gonna take that one off because I don't know what that goes at. And I think you may be on the wrong form. I don't know what that mean in English. You know how I feel about Whitlock. White, white block. The white block. Just jiving. Problem with him, he like I said, he's got a built-in script. So I mean, that's what he always is. Him and Luca the same person. They rather over double dribble. They like to dribble on a plate and dribble double dribble on the court. Just dribble, dribble, dribble. Because if you don't say nothing, them big boys want to sit there and eat. They're trying their best to get their John Daly on. That's why I laughed when people used to try to use Kobe trying to dish Shaq about the. I said Shaq won. He was in shape. He ran. He adjusted his body. These turkeys are goblins. The heck you talking about? Please. I don't know. I I don't. I like Goldilocks at the time. Um, Probably Saving Private Ryan. If I have to think of military base, probably bigger winner is Duncan for me, and a better player too. A Duncan. They 20 years where he was 550 wins, and his system was built in, and you could put anything around him and win. From David Robinson, then you bring Parker and Ginobili. He didn't have no stacked teams. When they lost Steven Jackson, they were missing a three guard. What stacked teams? When they won with David Robinson, you had who? You had who? Avery Johnson, Sean Elliott. That's not stacked. When they won with Parker and Ginobili, they almost traded Parker for Jason Kidd. And Tony Parker was almost considered a ratty. Ginobili was a six man. What? What? No stack. And when they got rid of Steven Jackson, they had a chance to repeat. They were missing that small forward. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I'm more impressed with Duncan's body of work than I am Kobe. Plus, he was a double double man, and he came up big. And then he won in different eras too. I mean, think about it. You know, he got a ring in '99. He got a ring in the '00s, and he got a ring in the '11s. I mean, come on, that's three different eras. I mean, the guy was he's one of the most disrespected greats ever. Saberhagen. And I like Gary Cole, but Saberhagen got more out of it. Gary Cole should have stayed in Houston. Hate to say it. He stayed there, he'd be in a lot better shape for his Hall of Fame career. Saberhagen was bad. Hmm. Probably Incredible Hulk for me. If I'm gonna say a superhero more, because he could just throw your butt and do what he want. Everything was nicely fitted with Superman, Batman, and Spider Man all in, but Hulk could just throw your behind and split, and you were like all scared. See, I hate it when you do this. I gotta say Shilling, and I don't like to give Shilling no love, but he did. He did. I not thinking about either one. That's kind of I'm gonna say Sixth Sense by default. I don't really care about movie endings per se, unless there's some films I really like, and even that tends to not end how I want. So I don't really get into endings. But I gotta give Shilling that because he did reinvent himself. Okay, I'll break it down like this. To me, the better player was Pete Rose, but Tony Gwynn was the better pure hitter because Gwynn could flat out hit. Rose was the better player though. He played almost every position too. I could say that with Blade, but we don't think about Blade like that. We really don't. Hasn't really gotten that kind of a love. But I was thinking like, someone that showed off their skill set, but then they was just cold. And some seeing the Hulk still is like, but Blade was bad though. Yeah, very underrated. In that order, because Sheffield was better. He was more, I'll say this: Manny and Judge, if they had Sheffield's mindset, we'd be talking about top 5 or 7 greatest player ever. If they had his mindset, because Manny just joked, it don't make no difference. He ain't clutch like Chef. He ain't clutch like Manny. I don't know. That could have been the Green Hornet. Could have been like a cross between Zorro and the Green Hornet. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. I ain't really thought a lot about it though, Charlene. But if Aaron Judge, I don't care about him with no Golden Glove. They need to get it together, get healthy. They need to get some pieces that fit to catch him, because he's only gonna have 2 or 3 more top tier years, and they need to get the pieces, and they got to do stuff. They got to start from day one. Because last year looks like a fluke that they got to the World Series as a runner up. Probably Chucky. I mean, all honesty, you kind of lose me on some of these movies because I ain't really thought about them like that. But Chucky was pretty deceitful, tasteful. But I Whitlock, come on now, that's easy. Because RG3 is just a junior whopper of Whitlock. He ain't even got warmed yet. And see, the thing about it is Whitlock's trolling is like on a whole nother stratosphere that RG3 ain't even got to yet. If they let him get that far, but he's so corny. At least Whitlock looks like a professional when he be up there shuffling. No, he ain't creeping up. Stephen A got him beat, and Kendrick about to he ain't creep. Because if first of all, if he had any game, he'd still be on that whack network. But he too corny. You can't be bucking and cornball. You can't have them both. I'm sorry, you can't do that. Can't be that bad. Okay. I said Chucky, but I'm not really getting into all that though. But I did say Chucky. But no, RG3 needs some work though. You gotta get the corny off of him. Can he keep a straight face and don't come off like he's so desperate? But Questlove. And boy, what did Questlove do to you that you mentioned his name? Because you never go in about Questlove. Oh, Questlove gets on my nerves though. He wants to like write about every R&B legend and got a long soliloquy, get all deep and sit there and grin. Um, I think Batman's would have been. I think. I think having a personality. I think having a personality because I think he just was really entrapped by his own. That's Jamar's was more because the thing about Jamar's he old school brotherhead who wants that money, and Jamar be talking crazy, but it's not because Quest on the other hand is trying desperate for attention, and he slurped. He used to jock on Prince, and he jocked on everybody. You know, and he just was name dropping, and those cats are more annoying. Jamar wants the bag like he don't care, but he be watching, but it's a little bit different. I don't pay neither one of them no mind though. Oh yeah, that's the reason why. That's the only reason why he. That's the reason why Questlove got him beaten that character because he didn't lie about Eminem. He didn't lie about that. A lot of them do because Jamar has. But again, ask yourself this: Questlove gets token Oscars. He's all spinning rockets at the Oscars and all at the award shows and just all in between them. So what? So that's the reason. They both sold out. They both sold out in different ways. You know, I don't care what Tamara got to say. Her career is flat. Uh, do you know what? Do you know whose podcast you in? There's no love for no Eminem in here. I don't care for no Slim Shady. Yeah, he can rap. He got some spit to him, but I think he overrated. I already know about that. I know him and the Tyson DeGret got into it, and I don't pay Jamar no mind. He can even go worry about his SAG card. Get back. Tell him to get another episode of Sopranos. Take another book. Take another one. Nobody pays Jamar no mind. When all he went in on Kamala about how he about women and leading, so I already know what he's about. I'm not paying him no mind. But they both sold out for me. I don't pay them watch them cats. Most of them rappers, about 95% of them rappers is sold out. So, but we just let me just tell you like that. Most of them then sold out. A lot of them is soft, and a lot of them got made up names, and they drugged up. They no different than Diddy. And I be watching Drink Champs, and they get asked about Dr. Dre and Diddy, who's musical, and I'm like, oh, and y'all gonna really take yourself credible? Come on. Most of them are just acting. It's a lot of acting. Yeah, well, yeah, that Eminem song, and that's what Benzino did too. He exposed him a long time ago because they got nothing else better to do, and they got a flat head. So what you expect? I don't really pay him a lot of mind though. So I'm not really gonna pay that a lot of mind. But that's the reality. you know. And who's paying entertainers and people to give you thoughts anyway? They can learn how to entertain first, then we can maybe we'll care about what you gotta say. Maybe. Psych. We're not paying your whackness no mind. We pay you to entertain. You can't even do that right. Not trying to hear what Jamar's gotta say, ain't trying to hear what Eminem's gotta say, ain't trying to hear what Questlove gotta say, none of them. You know. Make some good music. That's what we need. We need something to bop to. Got everybody around here thinking that Kendrick Lamar is some deep scientist. No. He was inspired by the black guy who was a kid, Daryl, the character he played in Bad Video who got taken out in Bensonhurst. Black kid in the wrong neighborhood. That's what inspired the Bad Video. It was based on a true story. Roberta Flack did the narration, but it was based on a true story about a young black man who went to Bensonhurst, wrong neighborhood, Jersey, New York. Black kid. Look it up. And you're a Michael Jackson fan, you got to know that. If you don't talk about the Bad Video, you got to know what had happened because a black boy went to the wrong neighborhood. That's when Bensonhurst was. Well, no joke. And when I went to Jersey to go see my relatives, I never forget. Cousin was telling me, "Say that's y'all said that's the black section, that's the Jewish section, that's for the song, for the song." Which, to be honest with you, Prince couldn't have pulled it off like Wesley did. Wesley, that was the that was Wesley's probably best acting. He was very convincing. That's back when you do a video and you could have a career. And he, because I saw him in Wildcats with Goldie Hawn '86, but he really, I mean, and from that bad video to about Sugar Hill in '94, Wesley was unfadable. He was unfadable. Well, Prince and Michael could have done something together, but not that though. What's happening? How you doing? I'm on here for another 10 minutes because I gotta take care, gotta make business, gotta make personal call, but I got 10 more minutes, and I appreciate when they stayed true. I apologize for early with the discrepancies that was going on. I had to reshuffle the line, get everything straight, but I got it together now, so it's all good. And I'll probably be on, if I do come on tomorrow, I'll be around this time for an hour probably tomorrow. Friday will be my long day. I've had a lot of stuff going on this week, so this week's been a little bit more busy than I thought. 88% saying Aries is wrong. This has been a one-sided poll, which I am glad. About time. Glad the ones are getting it right. I just think that Michael wanted to have an aspect to what he did. They always involved in egos. I mean, but I think Michael wanted to work with him. Prince didn't want to give him no control. He didn't want anything where Michael and Quincy would have a say over the production. But the funny story is that Prince would be in Minneapolis at Paisley, where he was in his life. Anytime there was a hit song, he did his own version of it. That's what a lot of people don't know. Prince played that "Oh, I'm from Minneapolis, I don't hear nothing," and he had people fooled with that. That turkey used to spend all his time listening to the radio and making his own versions of songs. It's crazy. I like ice cream. Yeah, Aries is like D level. C is saying that you got hope. You ain't got no hope. See, a C level is like D.L. Hewley. Eddie Griffin's like almost a C level. Aries a tier below them. Okay, I mean, no one talks about Aries Spears except for on Blad. You wouldn't even know he was around. That's hard to say. That's hard to say because I didn't hear nothing. When she sung that cover of "Love Will Find a Way," she did '85. You ever find that on YouTube? She sounded so soulful. I would have liked to have heard them on some song that would have been like that, a soulful, jazzy gospel. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Well, we know that. I mean, the bands back then was specializing because they wrote, they played, they were allowed to do that. You don't have that no more. They when I tell people this all the time, that era is gone. It is gone. We'll never get that era back. So yeah, them days is gone. That was a different era. Different era. Yeah, yeah, that's just the facts. I mean, because I get asked, like sometimes people say, well, when you think will be another Michael Jackson? I'll tell you something. Ain't gonna never be another known that because for one, you got social media. Two, people aren't gonna sit around and watch you grow up like they used to. And B, the way things are so systematically done now, they don't let you grow. Yeah. I don't base my time with Vlad. Vlad is one of the worst so-called journalists I've ever heard. He never lets people talk, and he always tries to be deeper and act like he's hipper than thou when he don't even know half the subject he's talking about. So I don't pay him no mind. But now, when people ask me, is this gonna be this or that? Ask me about a music artist or a movie. No, Just like you ain't gonna get another Denzel Washington or an Eddie Murphy type of situation. You're gonna get those kind, but they're not the way you remembered it. Not the way you remembered it. Yeah. Well, it is a short time of pension span, and that's what the people have set up. We used to sit around and listen to albums. You remember we sit and get together and listen to tape all the way through? Shoot. Nowadays, 30 seconds. That's what the executives want. And that's why Rihanna blew up. That's why she was a TikTok queen. Ringtones, because 30 seconds is the limit. And that's what people want. We don't get to have no debates. Nah, you ain't getting none of it. Well, I'll say this. Not from the political perspective. You'll get the Jordan type of situation where people, a basketball player, you get people that are pretty big for the era in some form as a own reincarnation a way, but not the way you remembered it. Not the rawness. Plus prior offended folks. No one's gonna come out that day that offend you. Ali offended as an athlete. They got him buck broke now. Ted knows. You don't get that no more. The Jordan thing was unique. I think you can get a player that's big and has impact, but you're not going to get what that represented. So that is different. Okay, I got a couple more minutes before I got to get ready to go. And I apologize for the misfortunes. That was like 15, 2 minutes of this early live stream that was garbage because I couldn't get the streams right. But it is okay now. But I do appreciate everyone that stayed by and took the poll and everything like that. And now we got all systems go. So I should be back to normal. Let me see if I can add some real quick before I go. Two different types of playing, but Hendrix for me. And I do like Stevie Ray Vaughan a lot. He was bad. I like his solos. I like his heavy hand, but Hendrix was just like on another level. Well, he did that as a character, and that's what he played. But he got white ball though too. Flip Wilson got white ball. He got white ball. They don't even talk about Flip Wilson no more. They don't even talk about Flip Wilson no more. He doesn't get his due. Because Tyler Perry got the same thing. It was crazy. So because Flip Wilson got white ball, they took him out the industry. He quit, and you know, look at his complexion. So did Tony Curtis. Look at the complexion. You know, they pick on who they want, but they don't say nothing about everybody that does it. But it's agenda. It's agendas. Shoot, Dustin Hoffman won it for Tootsie. Nobody said nothing. So yeah, it's a lot of politics. And Flip got white ball. Yep. But again, I remember that episode in '93 on the MTV Video Awards. And I get ready to go in just a couple minutes. And RuPaul and Milton Berle in exchange, and RuPaul said, "I got it from you," and said it like that. I never forget that. But again, complexion, stuff that you get to do, and you know, that's what's up. You don't get the same. But Flip Wilson's case, he quit the business. He fell out with the powers that be. And they never talk about him as one of the greatest comedians ever. They don't talk about the show and the impact he had. It's almost like he didn't exist. I You need to watch how they do black entertainers. I try to tell it all the time. So nothing else I try to say, you don't get treated the same as the counterparts. That's just the fact. And I'm making it up. You can see for yourself. Because Flip Wilson was just as impactful as a lot of his white counterpart. Plus, he had a dual character and he had entertainment on the show. He was the link between Nat King Cole and Arsenio Hall for black entertainment. And he had his own variety show the same time as Soul Train. I'm going to make the logic of it. So do what you want. But they don't talk about him. There's a reason. And you know why it goes like that. On that note, I will be back tomorrow. Thank you for coming through. Appreciate everybody. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. And I will see you soon. Appreciate you. Yeah, but again, they had white money behind them, just like Flip, but they benefited from the big screen. Richard Pryor did it too, but they all had the big money behind it. You see, they had the money. Flip didn't have the kind of budget those cats had, and there was a budget with it. See, that's the difference. He was not a very likable guy. That's what threw you off. I think alleged bigot too. I think his demeanor is kind of snark and mean. I think he got kind of a cold, mean streak in him. That's what I'm gonna stick to. We'll talk about more next time. Say that thought. We'll wrap it up. All right, man. Peace.